Hi, it's me, your semi-favorite author, Tom J. Bross, in what could be the last reading from Book One in the Don't Call Me Jupiter memoir series. Shall we get started? So we left off, I'm at work. The timeline has jumped ahead to 1996. I am meeting with my boss, Bob Ben, at Seraph and Ben Advertising. Excuse me, and we're talking about some upcoming work projects. So what have you got? He asked, drumming his alien-like long fingers on the edge of the desk. My first idea is to play off a Beatles song. All we are saying is give Pete's a chance, but that makes Pete's Pizza sound desperate for business, and it's not like our client has the budget to purchase the rights to that particular song. I'm talking myself out of this concept based on his vacant expression. Let's see, I say, deciphering my notes. Oh, here's a campaignable idea. Original Pete's, the fine art of pizza. It's a play on the word original, as in one-of-a-kind masterpieces. The visuals are famous fine art paintings and sculptures altered in Photoshop. So picture the Mona Lisa holding up a slice, a simple headline. Of course she's smiling. Or put a slice on the pitchfork in American Gothic. We can show Rob Rodin's The Thinker contemplating great pizza, or get in your van, go to Pete's, Bob says, interrupting me, quite pleased with his over-the-top, not-so-clever pun. You don't always want to blurt out the first thing that pops into your head because it often sucks, I say, which happens to be, word for word, the exact same thing Bob said to me on my first day of work. Ha! He shouts, slamming his hands on his knees. He gets me. We brainstorm for a while, fleshing the concept out in more detail. 2 minutes and 1,000 tangents later, we're interrupted by the speakerphone. Bob takes the call, allowing my eyes to gaze in wonder at the fascinating wall behind him. The wall behind Bob's desk houses an odd collection of toys and memorabilia that clutter the shelves from floor to ceiling. There are autographed baseballs, antique metal vehicles, and lunchboxes from the 60s and 70s, including the Monkees and the $6 Million Man. There's an Elvis bust, 2 Slinkies, a stack of Mad magazines, wind-up tin toys, ray guns, Hot Wheels, board games, and enough bits and pieces of pop culture to make you realize how much we forget. The Pee-wee Herman doll kind of creeps me out, which is strange because I'm a big fan. Bob hangs up the phone and motions me to continue by making little circles with his index finger. All the art is license free, so it won't cost us a dime. I can just download them off the internet or scan them out of fine art books in the library. It's about time you had an idea that didn't suck this agency dry. It's good. Not as good as the religious masterpieces you'll be mutilating in the name of Crest, but good. Lots of possibilities. You have to think about how to make it work on radio, too. Now get started. Mock it up. Get mocking. And don't think about leaving any earlier than you know you can get away with. Is that clear? Now get back to work. Brass. Sanita, our receptionist, is laughing at Bob's disgusting rendition of my name at the front desk. I stop and lean on the counter above the desk. Bob's pronunciation of my last name isn't that far off. Bross is a folk German word for throat phlegm. She's especially cute when she laughs. Her teeth are extra white against her dark skin. I try to focus on her smile, but can't resist looking down at her incredible chest. She's wearing a tight, low-cut blouse that's begging for attention, and my eyes drop into the deep, dark mysteries of her lovely cleavage. In my mind, I have gently placed my face between her bare breasts and am making romantic motorboat sounds. Suddenly the phone rings and the daydream vanishes. I wave goodbye. On the way back to my office, I pass Scott in the hall. Mr. Mello. He's wearing his sunglasses. He's one of our client account executives who works very little and makes big bucks. Sup? Nutch. We talk in shorthand because he's that laid back. Scott has the Bill Graham account and access to the best tickets and best backstage passes in town. There's no way I can ever repay him for putting me on various VIP lists. I'm surprised he even showed up today. He'll no doubt be the first to leave. I turn on the radio in my office and boot up my Mac. I might as well do a little work as long as I'm here. I search the internet for pictures and import them into client folders. It takes a while to download each image, which gives me time to think about the long weekend ahead. When the right set of songs play on the radio, it's easy to lose track of time. About an hour later, the phone rings. "You have a call on line 2, Sunita says. "Thank you." I roll my chair away from the computer and pick up the phone. "Hello, this is Tom," I say smoothly, my standard greeting. Pretty sure this is one of my friends calling about the weekend. "Tom, it's Lisa Thomas. My stomach hurts. I get a lump in my throat. The only time Lisa calls is when something's wrong with my sister Chris. I have to talk to you. You better sit down." "What happened this time?" I ask, standing up. "Chris had to go to the hospital this morning." No surprise, this has happened before, 3 times in the last 2 years that I know about, though the real number must be higher. She gets beat up by her loser boyfriend, and it happens way too often. "How bad? Is she okay?" I say, hoping for the best. She doesn't answer. "Lisa? Lisa? No, Tom, they couldn't revive her. She died at the hospital this morning. I'm sorry I have to be the one to break the news. I'm so sorry for your whole family." The sounds I hear are bullets passing right through me. I slip into a dream where this phone call has never happened, and Chris is fine. There must be something closer to the truth that's not so final. Chris isn't dead. She got beat up really badly again. Somehow she'll be okay. But the undeniable truth of Lisa's news knocks the wind out of me. I can't breathe. In a last-ditch effort to escape the words echoing in my head, I drop the phone and cover my ears. The weight becomes unbearable, pulling me down into an abyss of massive pain. I fall back into my chair, but end up sliding to the floor and curling into a ball, crying. "Chris is gone? She's gone? My sister is gone?" At some point, I pull myself back into the chair and retrieve the phone. Lisa is still there. A clump of people, just shades of gray shapes, have gathered outside my door to see what's wrong. My mind searches one last time for a miraculous escape route. This simply is not happening. I just saw her. She cannot be dead. It fails. "Where are Shane and Skylar?" I manage to ask. "They're at Kelly's house. You need to write down this number." Kelly's one of my sister's friends, newer friends. My hand is shaking. I find a pen and scratch down barely legible marks. "Did Jeff do it?" "I don't know. He's being held for questioning, though." "Who else knows?" "No one." "What do I do now?" "I guess you have to tell your family, and you need to pick up the kids." Oh my fucking God. The rest of the conversation is meaningless. She's hurt and is genuinely sorry. She wants to help, but feels helpless. I have to get the kids. I have to tell my family. We hang up. I'm shaking. I can't think. Tears are gushing down my face. I don't want to face the blurred bodies lingering on the hall. The pain is unbearable. I'm no match for it. I want my mother. I'm about to fall back to the floor to escape and disappear, but someone is standing next to me, holding me up. It's Scott. I bawl into his shoulder. My voice is shattered glass. My sister is dead. Chris is dead. She's gone. She's a mother. Her kids. Oh my God, what about her kids? I know, he says over and over and over. Time stops. Nothing is the same. Everything is wrong. Nothing matters. I'm confused. I'm confronted with the incomprehensible. I am nothing, a nobody, worthless. So that's the end of the first book. I'm so glad you took this journey with me. If you've read the first book, you obviously know there's 2 more books following this. I just want to add a special shout out to Scott, who recently passed away. He was an incredible person to work with, and he had been through a tragedy of his own, and I think that's why he was so available and compassionate when I got the news about my sister's death. So Scott, you'll always be remembered, and I'm grateful you were there that day. Thanks.